Good morning, everybody. My name is Dana Moore, and this is Tipster Tuesday. I am just wanting to welcome all of you that are new to Tipster Tuesday. This is part of the Live Naturally Tools business, or livenaturallytools.com. And what we offer to you is live, really incredible tips, tricks, and strategies on Tuesday mornings. And I love to do that. I feel like it's one of those things that when you pour out, you feel like so much is given back to you, and that's how I feel about Tipster Tuesday. So today we're going to dive in, and I want to chat with you about how to get the most out of leadership, which is right around the corner. Also how to get the most out of events in general, because I know that maybe not all of you are going to leadership or have, maybe just started your doTERRA journey in building, and so you don't qualify to go to leadership yet. That's okay. You'll be there next year. But there are events happening all over the place that you can maximize, and I want you to get the most out of them, because the thing about being in a multi-level marketing industry is events are actually key for your success. They're not something frivolous. They're not like a bonus thing. It's not like a girls' weekend away, although we do tend to make it fun and do all of those things, don't we? But it truly is business, and it's truly a part of you taking your business seriously. And so whether that would be like a regional event, a wellness summit, a retreat that your upline is throwing, heading to leadership, convention, any of those things, these events can really be pivotal turning points for you in your business. And so if you haven't previously qualified them as something that's important, I want you to just change your mindset and think about them as something that is crucial to your success. We need to skill up. There's very little investment we actually have to make into our doTERRA business on a financial standpoint. A lot of you probably enrolled with, a small kit, maybe a, home essentials kit or something like that. So your investment into your business was actually pretty small, especially considering starting any kind of other business could be, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so the investment in making that work, there's so much on the line. But for you, there's not a ton on the line. You got oils out of the deal, so sometimes we kind of like, whatever, we'll see if it works. And I just want to challenge you to kind of change your mindset on that, because you need to invest in yourself. That's where the investment of this comes in. The investment comes in you pouring into yourself and skilling up so that you can make this business work, okay? Now, the very first event I ever went to was a regional event in Ohio. We're in Wisconsin, so we drove. And I said to my husband, I really think we're supposed to go to this doTERRA event. And I was a silver. I think I maybe was about to hit gold that month. So I hadn't been to convention, really. I hadn't been to anything. And I was just kind of like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, I think we should go. And that kind of gave me the green light of we're taking this seriously. We're serious. We're driving in a car. We're staying in a hotel. We're going to something. We are we're gonna do this. And it was like a kind of a switch was flipped in our mindset about this business and what we were gonna do with it. While we were there, I wrote something in notes. I still have these notes, but I wrote, look into Diamond Club. And later that fall, we ended up doing Diamond Club. We ended up killing it in Diamond Club, and it changed the course of our entire business, and we ranked a diamond. And it was just, these events, I'm telling you, are pivotal things. So I want you to get the most out of it. I want you got to have life-changing stories like I do. But sometimes we can go into these events and just feel total overwhelm, and that's not what I want to happen. So a couple things that I want you to do right now before you go to an event, before leadership, before the next wellness summit, before your upline's elite, retreat or whatever that is happening, what I want you to do is literally write it down, so that it's not just in your brain. What is going well in your business? What are you good at, and what do you feel great about right now? Because you need to walk in there with some confidence that you're doing something right, because otherwise you're going to hear a lot, and all of a sudden you're going to feel like, I have to change everything. I'm not doing anything right. There's so much to change. And that's not true at all. You are doing great things. What is working? Write those things down. What's working? What am I doing right? What do I feel great about? What am I happy about in my business? What do I feel confident in? What has changed this year that is making me feel like a rock star? And write those things down, because you're not going to change those, okay? We don't change what's working. We only change things that need fixed. Okay, so if you know what's already working, then you're not going to be distracted by everything. You're going to be able to focus on, ooh, that's for me, because that's an area that I'm weak in. Okay, so it's really important. Write down your good things. Always write down your good things first. Always give yourself a high five and a pat on the back. You know, Jenna and I always joke that we're good at tooting our own horns, but I'm like, we have to focus on what we're doing right. Otherwise, we can get so distracted. Okay, so write down what you're doing right. I hope you do that today. And put it somewhere that you can see it, because the business is tricky sometimes, and you need to often look back at it and say, look what I'm doing right. I'm doing some good things, you know? And then write down a couple of things that you find challenging, that you would love to grow in, that you would love wisdom on, that you feel like you don't have a handle on, that you think you need to skill up in. Just a couple things, you know? Because when you focus on those things, when you hear them, when you hear the answers or the keys for those things, it'll just click. Okay, so you're like, right, that's the answer to my question. Done. Then you can focus and make some changes there. If not, what you do in these events is just kind of like you get hit on every angle with amazing ideas and quotes and, oh my gosh, she's doing this, and oh my gosh, she's doing that, and you know, what am I doing? What am I even good at? Why am I here? What's my purpose? And you could get crazy. And we don't want you to be crazy at all. I want you to be laser focused on what you need to grow in. And so make those two lists. What am I great at? That's going to stay. I'm good at it. In fact, if somebody says, what's going right in your business? You're like, oh gosh, 3 awesome things. You know, what do you want to grow in? I got my list. This is what I'm going to grow in, okay? That way you won't be overwhelmed by all the information coming at you, okay? There's a saying that says where your focus goes, your energy flows. And so this way you're focused, like you're focused on what you want to grow in, and then you can put energy to that, and then it's going to grow and change for you in your business, okay? Really, really, really important. Another thing is just be open to fresh new things, okay? Don't go into this thinking you've got it all figured out, okay? One of the worst things we can do is have a fixed mindset that doesn't allow us to grow. And there might be things that are introduced to you at these trainings and events that you're like, I never thought of that. And instead of thinking like, forget it, that's ridiculous, think, does this carry some weight? Could I like chew this a little bit and get something out of it? Is this for me? And sometimes if we're too like, I'm doing everything right, I don't need this at all, we're not going to grow at all. Okay. I guarantee you, I will learn something at leadership. I do every year that actually is pivotal and changes our business in some way. And usually it's one major thing, one thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never thought of that. These people are brilliant. I can't wait to apply this, you know? So make sure that you're kind of focused on those types of things, okay? One thing is don't be distracted by everything, okay? Don't go into leadership or any events and go, squirrel, 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 you know, and you're just like, wah, 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 wah. Again, going back to your list of what you're doing right and what you need to focus on will help that, okay? When you take notes, I think it's really important to take notes of like, what do you want to do now? Or take a highlighter and anything that you want to do now. You're like, this is for my business today. I could apply this, no problem. It'll feel like life to me. Whew, thank God. Highlight that or circle it or have a way to like, this is apply now. And then there might be a lot that you get that you're going to save for later. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to save that for later. That sounded really good. I'm not quite there in my business. I don't feel like I get what she's saying or he's saying. But something about that, like, I feel like I'm going to apply that later, you know? And so that way, when you go home and you're looking through your notes, you're actually only looking at the highlights, the stuff that you knew, this is for me today. I'm going to apply it to my team right now. It's going to be so good for me. The rest of it, you can kind of weed out because you will take pages and pages of notes and you will take pictures of slides and you will be like, what does all this even mean? I just overwhelmed myself. And that way you're getting the most out of it. Because what could happen if you don't is you'll come home and you'll just have a mess of notes and a mess of slides and you're just like, I don't know what to do with any of this. I can't even remember. It was so good though, but I don't remember. And then the time, the money, the investment that you put into it isn't going to be as worth it because you're not actually pulling real nuggets out that you can apply to your business right away, okay? So that's going to help you a lot. One thing that helps me, and this is super practical, is I like to, on the front end, try to schedule a full day off before I leave town. And then on the back end, when I get home, I try to have a clear calendar as well. Okay, so those are things that can help you establish and keep your work-life balance in place. So we leave, our family is actually coming with us this time for the first time, so pray for me. But on Sunday, Sunday is our day to just prep for the trip. Sunday is a chill day. If my children weren't coming with me, Sunday would kind of be all about them. And I would prepare like once they're asleep, because they need my time. They need extra of me. They need to feel like everything's going to function without mom, But on the back end of a trip, whether your kids are going with you or not, but on the back end of a trip, what I would do is take the day off. Like if you come home and you're immediately like, oh, I've got a class and then I've got this and then I've got that, your family feels really gypped, because you're gone and then you're coming back and you're like, well, there she is off again. You need a day to kind of like breathe. You need a day to kind of sort things out. You need a day to kind of review your notes. You need a day to like throw in a load of laundry. Those are things that like really, really will help you. And sometimes if you're like a really driven go-getter, which is like a huge problem for me sometimes, I forget that like I need to come home and have a clear schedule. I recently went on a trip and came home and had a very full day, and I could tell it kind of like crushed my family. They were just like, really? You have a lot to do? Like, that just feels so mean to us, And I was like, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. I know better. And so think about that. If you can, stay a day later, and maybe for leadership, it's right around the corner. You don't have time to adjust that. But in the future, think, instead of rushing home Thursday night, could I stay and come home Friday evening and like take that day to breathe, enjoy some sunshine, organize my notes, get a plan, so then I'm better when I get home from my family, And if we schedule that time, the work-life balance of this business actually feels very life-giving. And if we don't schedule that time, the work-life balance can feel completely out of whack, and that's not good for anybody, okay? So those are some tips. A couple of things about leadership, these are just bonus things that I think are going to help you, is dress however you want to dress there, okay? Whatever makes you feel confident about yourself, whatever makes you feel like a leader, whatever your style is, like just be your best you. If you try to dress like somebody else, you think there's a dress code, you're not going to be comfortable and you're not going to be confident. So just dress however you want to dress. Oftentimes we say dress for the rank that you want to be, or dress for the, the job that you want. And maybe you're like, what, I'm going to skill up a little bit this year because like I know I'm going to be a diamond, Sorry about the noise. I know I'm going to be a diamond. I want to be a diamond. I've got my eyes on that. I feel like diamonds dress like a little more professional. I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to skill up. That's great. But do it because you want to. Do it because you're going to feel confident, because you're going to sit up taller, because you're going to get more out of it, and not because you feel like I have to dress a certain way. Let all that go, okay? In situations like this, it's really easy to compare ourselves to others because we're just inundated with seeing people, We see them, we hear what they're doing. People sometimes love to talk about themselves too much, and they share about everything that they're doing, and you can just feel really deflated in those things. So I want you to just get rid of all of that. I want you to be you. I want you to be confident in you. I want you to have your list of the things that you're doing well, that you're a rock star in, okay? You're going to feel great about those. And then when the great nuggets come that you can make changes in your business, you're going to feel great. You're going to be like, that's exactly what I needed. I came here for that one thing. Totally worth it. Applying right now. Done. And you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not as good of a leader as she is, or, she sounds so much more solid than me. I promise you, we're all duct taped together in some way, shape, or form, okay? Get over it. Get over yourself. We're all in this together. We're all growing together. We're all going because we need leadership skills. We need to skill up in something. We need the next new, fresh nugget for our business, okay? We're all in this together. So, you guys, make events priority, okay? If we're going to see you in Orlando, I can't wait. Make sure you come and say hi. I would love that. We won't be in Long Beach. It's just quite a hike across the country for us. But wherever you're going to be, whatever regional event, whatever upline event you're going to, be all there. And you can apply these things to any of those situations. You can apply those things too. if you go into that way, you are going to get the most out of this. I promise. You're going to feel really great about yourself. You're going to feel great about your business, and you're going to feel great about moving forward. And your family's going to feel great about it too. Your team is going to feel great about it too. Because then you're not coming back and you're like, oh my gosh, I learned 90,000 things. We're changing everything. That kind of blows their mind, okay? It's too much. But you're like, you know what? My favorite thing is this. And this is what I feel like if we apply now as a team, this is going to change some things, and it's going to be so good, and I can't wait for it, okay? So I hope that helps you. I know it helps me. I feel so excited to write my list just to stay focused on, like, what am I good at? You know, what makes me me? What makes our team tick well? I'm going to hold on to those things really strong. And what do I need more of? You know, I always need more of something. I can't wait to learn. You guys, there's a power-packed lineup of speakers. You are going to love it. You're going to learn from them. It's going to be so good. So buckle up, find your favorite jeans, and get ready for leadership, okay? Love you guys. Have a good Tuesday.